Let us now continue our discussion on the array list. Now there are various operations that you can perform on the array list. As for example, suppose at the index of 1 I want to remove Rahul. That is, I want to delete this data. So for that purpose you can simply use names list dot, and there you will find multiple options such as add, get the element, remove the element. So here is our destiny. So here if I use 1, then what it will do is it is simply going to remove the element at the index of 1. That is, Rahul will be erased. Let us now check it out. And there we go. We are now left with Sam, Mohit and Tony. Rahul is gone. And now let us take our discussion further. Now suppose at the index of 1, that is in place of Rahul, I want to add Peter. So for that purpose, again we have a method such as namelist dot, again the add method. Now if I add, let's say Peter right now, then let's see where it is added. It will be added at the end. So here the Peter has been added at the end. But I want Peter to be added at the index of 1, that is in between Sam and Mohit. So for that we have another method. Such as if you notice we have another method of add a element at a particular index. So as a first parameter, let us use the index of 1. So at the index of 1, simply add Peter. Let us now run the code. And there we go, we got Peter at the index of 1. And now suppose we have done some mistake. We did not want to remove Rahul, and also we did not want to add Peter at the index of 1. So for that purpose, let us rectify our mistake. So what I will do is I will now replace Peter by Rahul. That is, let us get back to original form. So for that again, let us use namelist dot set method. Now when we use the set method, then as a first parameter it simply expects the index and then the value. So whatever data that we have at the index of 1, replace that by Rahul. And now let us run the code. And there we go, we have got the original array list Sam, Rahul, Mohit and Tony. So at the index of 1, the Peter has been replaced by back to Rahul. So here let me write the comment lines. So firstly we removed the element of Rahul, and then we added Peter at the index of 1, and at last we replaced the element at index 1 by back to Rahul, right? So like this you can perform various operations. Now here we have used remove the element at index 1. Now apart from this you can also use, let's say, names list dot remove a particular object, such as I want to remove, let's say, this time Mohit. So what I will do is I will use Mohit here directly. So it will simply look for the element of Mohit and simply delete it. Let us now test our code. And there we go, the Mohit is now gone from our list. And now at the end, if you remember, initially I told you this list can be of the type of dog, employee, student and so on. Any kind of objects are actually allowed. Now let us proceed a step ahead and let us create an array list of employee and print out all the names. So for that what I will do is let us create the class of employee that contains an instance variable of string name, and it also contains a constructor that accepts the parameter of string name. So here as a parameter let us use string name and then initialize this dot name equal to name. Now notice here that this dot name refers to the instance variable of string name, and the name on the right hand side is actually the local variable that we have defined as a parameter. So here at the top I will now define list of employee space employees list equal to new array list, and then just before this I will now create few objects of the employee. And now I will simply add all the three objects of employee within the list of employee. Like this. So we have simply added all the three objects by using this syntax. And now let us use our for each loop to print out all the names. So here our element is employee. So let's say employee colon then employee list. Extract all the employee from the employee list in each of the iteration. And now I will use the print statement and print out employee. Now our target is to print out the names of the employee. So we just can't use the employee object here because our name is present within the object of employee. So here using the employee object, use dot operator and then name. Let us run the code and let's see if everything is working fine. And there we go, Albert, Parul and Kamal. They are all printed in the output console. So this was all about the array list in Java. And regarding the various operations that you can perform on your array list, you can check out more details in the helper text of this video.